Hey, happy gardeners. We just want to take a quick moment, just a quick moment, to give you an example of what not to do when planting tomatoes. So if you look here, we've had a client who has decided to plant all of the tomatoes. And by all the tomatoes, we actually mean 64 tomatoes. But if you look how close these stems are to each other, tomatoes get really, really big. We know that, especially the cherry variety tomatoes and the indeterminate varieties can get really big and really viney. So they need at least 2 to 4 feet in between each plant just to allow enough room for the roots to expand out and let the plant get big. What's going to happen here is that all these roots are going to compete underneath. And what that's going to cause is that's going to cause these plants to actually compete for nutrients and water and start to choke each other out. So instead of having big, luscious tomato plants with big, luscious, delicious tomatoes on them, what we're going to end up with is a bunch of stunted plants with a bunch of smaller fruit, and most likely the flavor's not going to be there because there won't be enough resources in the soil to support all of this plant material. Let's just take a quick walk. One other thing to note here are artichokes. Anybody who grows artichokes, you know that artichokes get really big. They take up large amounts of room. So not only to have 2 artichokes this close, but to have artichokes this close to any other plant is also going to cause the same kind of problems we mentioned before, where the roots are going to compete. They're also not going to have enough room to actually grow, and they're going to start to compact on each other, which creates the perfect home for bugs, fungus, for water to get trapped, causes all kinds of problems. Now it looks really pretty right now, but I promise you, we're going to follow up in a month or two. We're going to take a look at this and we're going to see how it looks, and you'll see what kind of mess this could actually turn into. Thank you for joining this episode of What Not to Do in the Garden.